So, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Nicole Myths, Astrology, and Tarot. I was guided to do a reading for whoever this was for, and so I asked Spirit, using my Astro Dice, I asked Spirit who is this for, that they would know it's for them and or how it is specifically affecting them, okay? And when I originally rolled the dice, we got Virgo, Saturn, and the 12th house. But Saturn was upside down like this. And it immediately screamed Ceres to me. Because it's similar to Ceres. However, it's the mirror of Ceres. It also is very similar to Hades, the symbol for Hades. So, right, I asked Spirit to get specific. So, you could have a sun sign in Virgo that is aspecting the current Saturn right now. You could have Virgo as the ruler of your 12th house. You could have Saturn in your 12th house. You could have Saturn in Virgo in your 12th house. You might also be dealing with Ceres and Hades placements. Okay. Ceres right now is in Leo at 24 degrees, quincunxing Neptune and opposing Vesta. And Hades is at 12 degrees Cancer, which, to be fair, is just about aspecting the nodes. It's trining Juno retrograde in Pisces, and it's sextiling Venus in Virgo. Okay, and semi-sextiling Mars, okay, in Gemini. So Hades is actually doing a lot. And to be fair, so is Ceres, who's actually moving into quincunx with Pluto. So lots between Ceres and Hades and all that they're aspecting. There's a lot of transformative energies going around. Now, Virgo energy in general is a step-by-step. Nothing can be skipped. Every detail counts type of light. Okay? There's no skipped steps. Nothing is allowed to get swept under the rug. Nothing is allowed to be forgotten about. There is no such thing as distracting yourself from your spiritual to-do list. It is about the higher service to the whole, to the community that we are all connected to in soul, your soul's health. It is the natural ruler of the 6th house, which opposes the 12th house. So, I would take special note to the things that are going on in your Virgo ruled house and what is there. Mind you, Venus is also currently in Virgo, right? Venus is in Virgo at 13 degrees and it is aspecting Hades. It's in square with Mars in Gemini. Like, there's a lot of things going on, and technically the third house, which is where Mars is in Gemini, right? Gemini rules the 3rd house, is squaring both Pisces and Virgo. Also, very quickly, Saturn is divine order. Okay, it is order and it is binding. It's like a legal contract. Okay, Ceres is what I call or view as the broken heart chakra. And Hades obviously is related to Pluto and the underworld and transformation, or that which must evolve into something new. So, Spirit wanted me to get specific. This may just be how these current placements are dealing with the collective as a whole. So you take the reading how it resonates for you. It might be very, very fucking specific to you. It might make a lot of sense to what is going on in particular areas of your life if you know the houses that, Virgo rules and what is ruling in your 12th house. And it might just be a really great collective energy read for you to understand what is going on in the whole, right? The connected whole of everyone. Also, 12th house. 12th house is Pisces ruled naturally. Okay. That's Neptune's sign. So the Ceres Neptune energy going on may be seriously significant, especially because the sun in Virgo is moving into opposition with Neptune, exact opposition within the next couple days. 12th house is all about the self-undoing, the illusion, and the fear. It's what we're afraid of, and how that fear manifests in our experience. It is where we think we see things that aren't there. It's our indecision, where we are afraid to make a committed choice. It is the fish that swim in two different directions, right? Piscean energy has a very difficult time committing to a choice. So if you're dealing with 12th house, whatever is in your 12th house, the sign that is either intercepted in it or rules it, meaning it starts your house. The ruling sign is the sign that starts the house. Intercepted is when a sign is wedged inside the house but doesn't start or finish it. Okay. You may have serious fears or indecision surrounding that particular area of your life right now. It might be being triggered by your own natal Saturn placement or your Virgoian house and the different placements you have in there. Okay. So understand with these dice the energy or intention of what is being read and apply it specifically to how you best understand it with your own chart first and foremost. If you can apply it to your own chart first and foremost, that would be ideal. If you can understand another because you can apply it to their chart, that would also be ideal. Understanding is a huge key to harmony. It's a major component to harmony. Okay? So, now that we know who this reading is for and what it is about for you, we're going to get into the cards. I started with some guidance from the Oracle of the Mermaids because with the Piscean Virgo polarity and the 12th house element, I thought it was fitting. So the mermaids want to bring to your attention with the card Experiments. It is card number 33, okay? And 33 is a master teacher number. Experiments is about manipulation of your nature, forcing change, and cruelty in the pursuit of knowledge, arrogance. They say, we are concerned. We are concerned that we are seeing the errors of pride, hubris, arrogance repeating themselves in this time. Power and enslavement are these experiments. What is it you are doing? Why? We call on you now to understand your own beauty and the perfection of all that is in your nature. Stop the cruelty. Ask yourself, look around. Will you change your very nature because you thought your arrogant quest is noble? We know you will, just by self-love, bring about change through your compassionate actions. When humans use others for their own selfish purposes, they lose the very part of themselves that is most beautiful and noble. Many claim ignorance, or have been persuaded that experimenting is necessary for their health and well-being. You are now awakening and seeing the connections between all life. You are awakening to the wrongness of seeking to understand something by taking it apart, and most often without consent, separating families, tribes, for the purposes that are selfish and cruel. We need to step in, all of us, and change it. It's happening again, as it did in Atlantis with Lemuria. That's why we're talking to you now. This card is about the arrogance and the manipulation of the shadows and the wounds and the fears, right? 12th house, the fears in the mind that change your very divine nature. The divine in you is not manipulative. The divine in you is not afraid. The divine in you is not imperfect. The divine in you doesn't worry about anything. The divine in you doesn't need to understand something so bad that it is willing to destroy it to figure it out. The divine in you is not afraid. To be these things is to manipulate your very nature, to convince yourself that you must be somewhere that you do not belong, in an energy state that you do not belong, is cruel to the self. It enslaves the self. Why do you feel the need to control the divine around you? Is it because you have lost touch with the divine within you? This card asks you to love yourself and have compassion for yourself. This is calling for mercy. To stop forcing things for your own benefit, to manipulate people and your environment for your own benefit, knowingly or unknowingly hurting the people around you for that gain, so that you feel safe, so that you feel like life is more perfect. Stop the cruelty, because the cruelty you have within yourself towards yourself is projecting out into the world around you. Now, the other guidance card that I pulled for theme energy was from my Rainbow Warrior deck. And card number 50 is the Warrior card. Keywords are struggle, conflict resolution, control, discipline, overcome, train, and courage. It says, at the heart of every warrior is a cause they struggle to resolve. Once dealt with, another will appear. That is the way of the warrior. Discipline, control, and training are the benchmarks of the warrior's path. What is the best way to resolve the current situation? Does it require skills you possess, or is training necessary? What will it take to complete the task at hand? This card heralds a time when you can find the solutions you seek. However, recognize that your true struggle is the process of finding the inner answers needed to quell or transform the outer conflict. No matter what, once in battle, a warrior never quits. However, there is no shame in quitting the path of the warrior. It's this need, this intrinsic shadow need to fight the outer experience because you are fighting within yourself, your light and your shadow, your inner duality. See, the light doesn't battle, but the shadow will always fight the light. In relation to the experiments card, you might have to train yourself to self-love. You might have to train yourself to show compassion. You might have to train yourself to trust that which you are terrified of, the unknown. You might have to have faith in something that is not a sure thing. You might have to take action and face your fears. You might have to face yourself. You might have to face your own manipulations. You might have to own up to those things. You might have to undo the steps that took you off your path so that you can reverse and get back on it. It asked you, why are you doing this? What are you doing? Why are you fighting your intuition? What your soul knows you have to do. Why are you convincing yourself it is the one thing that you will not, cannot, won't ever, ever, ever do? We talked about the Virgo Pisces polarity. Virgo does not skip steps. You cannot sweep mistakes under the rug. You have to clean up your mess. The mess just so happens to be your soul, your mind, and how they're working. You're allowing, if you're catching this reading, you're allowing your mind, to tell your soul and its arrogance to shut the fuck up. You don't care what you're meant to do. This is what you're doing because you don't want to clean up your mess. Because you don't want to clean it up. Let someone else clean it up. Let's pretend it's not there. You're leaving dirt on your soul. That shit gets heavy. It manifests bullshit. It manifests suffering. It manifests cruelty. It manifests regret. it manifests anxiety. It manifests struggle. It manifests the rug getting pulled out from under you and being blindsided. It doesn't manifest anything good to not clean up your mess. This is Saturn's divine order. It is legally binding. You are not allowed to leave your mess for someone else to clean up. You will not. You will not get away with it. Now, as we get into the tarot, which I have set as a truth key reading, it is a spread that Archangel Michael had guided me to well over a year ago. And I was guided to it again for this reading. You, the viewer, are in the Eight of Swords energy. Mental imprisonment over the Chariot card, which is what you're finding challenging. It's accepting divine intervention and moving forward. It's about movement. It could be quite literal moving. Moving. Traveling. Allowing the divine to guide you, allowing your soul to be trusted. This is the challenge. The challenge is trusting where your soul has you flow. Where it actually wants to go. Not where it's trying to go, because trying is a bullshit word. It's where your soul naturally wants to flow, that you're fucking arguing with yourself in your head. Eight of Swords, you are arguing with yourself in your head. No, I can't. No, it's impossible. No, I'm afraid. I'm a fucking coward. I can't face it. The Eight of Swords, that is a coward. I can't make any moves. I'm afraid. I'm just going to keep standing here, twiddling my fucking thumbs and pretending I'm blind while my heart is fucking aching and bleeding. I'm just going to stand here and pretend. I'm going to pretend I'm not suffering inside my head. I'm going to pretend I'm not overthinking everything. I'm going to pretend that my thoughts aren't driving me fucking crazy. What's going on beneath the surface is the Nine of Swords. It's a fucking nightmare inside of you. It's a mental fucking nightmare. Your dreams are probably driving you fucking crazy. They're trying your dreams. 12th house Pisces, right? Your dreams are trying to trigger you. Let's just say you have a nightmare. We'll use the example of lovers because we're going to get to that card in a second. The below energy being the Nine of Swords, which is the nightmare. Let's talk about dream state. Let's say you have a nightmare that the person you love, that you can't stop thinking about, that you're obsessing over, is cheating on you. And you wake up and you are terrified at the fact that they are with someone else. It causes you extreme anxiety. Spirit saying, recognize that feeling, not being with them, and the thought of them being with someone else is causing you anxiety. That means them being with someone else other than you must not be in alignment, or it would feel good. You would wake up like, thank fucking God they're with someone else. If it was in alignment that they are with someone else, you would be confused. That's weird. I don't feel anything. It didn't disturb you. If you're disturbed, it's because that is out of alignment. If you had a dream that the one you love is dead and they die in your dream, And you wake up in tears crying because they're fucking dead. And it felt real to lose them. And the grief that you're feeling is real. It's because your dreams are triggering you. You are not meant to be without them. You would be sad without them. That spirit asking you to use your feelings as a GPS, because if it doesn't feel good, it's not in alignment. If you are having dreams that you are with the one you love, and it's a beautiful dream, and you wish you had it again, and you wake up wishing you could go back to sleep and dream it again, and you're upset that you can't fall back and sleep and dream it again, then you have work to do with that person. If they're not in your life, then you have to reconcile with that person, because it felt so good to dream of them in that beautiful way that you didn't want it to stop. Your dreams are triggering you for a reason. They're helping you feel in the right direction. You can't ignore the fact that your dreams are directing you. It's cruel. You're going against your own nature to deny the reality of your feelings. It is not the dream that is accurate or inaccurate. It is the feeling of the dream from the dream that is accurate. That's what dream state's for. The energy above you is the High Priestess. There's that Piscean energy. It comes up multiple times in this reading. Comes up with the High Priestess and the Moon card. We also have multiple Geminian cards. A Cancerian card. A Virgoian card. And multiple Sagittarian cards. So you may also have very significant Sagittarian placements and Geminian placements and Cancerian placements. You might have woundings and or Saturn placements there. You might also be seriously affected by the Mars position in Gemini right now. The High Priestess on top, above you, is your intuition. It is your higher self. It is begging you to connect the dots. Like if spirit could bitch slap you, it's giving you this reading. What the fuck are you doing? Your soul is asking you, what the fuck are you doing? You're hurting yourself. You're hurting every day, and you're choosing it every day. Why? Why are you choosing to hurt yourself every day? Why are you choosing it? Why? The High Priestess also insinuates secrets. So does the Moon card. What are you keeping a secret? What are you keeping a secret? We got the Seven of Swords later. There's a lie. There's a lie in here that you're keeping a secret. Your soul knows the truth and your mind is fucking with you, convincing you it's the truth when it's not. There's lies you have probably told that are not true and your soul knows. And your mind is telling you, nope, it has to be, it has to be, it has to be. And you are fucking punishing yourself. You are punishing yourself. The Lover's card in the past behind you, you had a sacred soulmate, a divinely blessed connection. A divinely blessed connection. Like the heavens opened up and said, ah. Behind you is a fucking miracle. Behind you is your divine counterpart. They're fucking behind you? They're behind you? No wonder why you're fucking suffering. No wonder why you are fucking suffering. What's in front of you is the moon. You've got to face your woundings. You got to face your woundings. You have to face, when I say woundings, you have to face what you were taught that is incorrect between the ages of fucking born today and the age of about 25. That is essentially your inner child's developmental years. The psyche and the spirit of your inner child was taught things that are incorrect between the day you were born and approximately the age of 25. What did you learn from your parents about behavior, about manipulation, about selfishness, about inconsiderateness that is incorrect? What did you learn from other people that you looked up to as fathers, as mothers? You looked up to them. You respected them. You desired to emulate them. And what they taught you or told you was fucking wrong. It was wrong. Did your parents teach you that loyalty doesn't exist? Did your guardians and guides that you looked up to teach you that love does not exist? It's not real? That these divinely relationships are a fucking fantasy? They're a myth? They're not real. Who taught you that lying to get out of trouble was okay? Who taught you that you were allowed to sweep your mess under the rug and pretend it's not there? They were fucking wrong. That is incorrect. That is a damaged soul teaching an innocent inner child to be damaged. And that damaged is normal. That damaged is acceptable. And that rippling that pain and bleeding on others is a way of life. Life sucks and then you die. Is wrong. That is wrong. Life's not fair. Is wrong. It's really fucking fair. It's really fucking fair. The moon asks you to face the shadows within yourself. The incorrect learnings that you soaked up like a sponge and are now suffering from because you fucking believed it. You believed it. You want to talk about warriors? I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine. And I'm going to bring it up because I think it's relevant. As an example, the military creates excellent soldiers. Excellent men and women of arms that will die for their cause and each other because that is what the military needs them to do. They need them to prioritize nothing else but their mission and each other because each other is what focuses on achieving the mission. But the military doesn't train you to be a beautifully romantic partner. It can teach you how to have deep friendships, but it doesn't teach you how to value loyalty and commitment to your spouse, especially when you're separated overseas and they're telling you the day you sign up to kiss your spouse goodbye because the chances are really fucking high they're gonna leave you and cheat on you anyway, so fuck them. You're here now. That's wrong. They trained you for a mission and didn't unprogram you. It's no different. We were trained as children to be wounded, and no one ever deprogrammed us back to the reality of our true nature, our divinity. All we've ever known is bullshit. But there's a whole nother world outside of bullshit that is trusting, that is excited to create life and action, who is confident in what they deserve to experience, enjoy, who loves to wake up every day and loves the people in their life and holds gratitude. The part of us that honors truth and nothing but the truth. So help us God. A part of us that sees clearly what our intuition is pushing us towards and how that manifests into the big reveal. And we're like, that's why we were guided to do all this shit. It didn't make any fucking sense when I was doing it, but I'm glad the universe revealed it to me crystal fucking clear. Instead of buying into these fucking illusions that aren't real. The divine in us is clarity. The divine in us is compassion, is mercy, is honor. These lies, these illusions, this secret bullshit, this disloyalty, this failure to believe in beautiful unconditional love. It's a fucking tragedy. We are not cowards and we are not dishonorable as divinity. We are brave and we are respectable. And we are deserving. The moon, you have to face the reality that those you idolized and looked up to, and possibly still do, failed to teach you soul. They failed to teach you your divinity. And you're at a crossroads. This Two of Swords, you're at a crossroads. You've got to make a choice. You might feel up against a rock and a hard place. But you've got to make a choice. Piscean energy is extremely indecisive. We talked about this. You got to commit to a choice. You got to commit to a path. Are you going to go shadow or are you going to go light? Because one is fulfilling that you will have tears of eternal gratitude for, and the other is fucking sufferable. You have a choice. The Ten of Swords is the next card. That is hanging yourself on the fucking cross and letting your heart bleed out. I shit you not. That is the image on the card. Hanging on the fucking cross and watching your heart bleed out. Self-betrayal and sabotage. Devastation. Wishing you were dead. Hating life. Feeling betrayed. When no one really betrayed you, except you. Everybody who taught you the wrong thing didn't fucking know any better. No one taught them either. When does the curse stop? Where? Does it stop with you? Does the curse end with you? Then you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps, soldier. You need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. You need to get the fuck up off the ground. You need to rise up off your knees and stand on your own 2 fucking feet. Because the lies, the 7 of Swords that follow, it's going to kill you. You're going to end up alone. With the Hermit card, that's the ultimate outcome. Why? Because you think you're in this life alone when you're not. You were taught to depend on yourself and only yourself because others fail you, when that is not true. You are not alone. You had true love, divine counterpart back there. You are not alone. Stop lying to yourself. It's gonna kill you. Your soul is gonna feel like death. Who taught you that you couldn't depend on anyone? That there was no one out there who would love you and protect you and honor you unconditionally? Someone who wouldn't tolerate your shadows because they love you unconditionally. Someone who would shine light in your fucking shadows so that your demons can't fucking hide in your dark. You've got that person. You are not alone. You can't let your demons lie to you anymore. You know why? You're manifesting readings like this, where you're literally being fucking screamed at. And you're still listening because you know you fucking need to be screamed at. The key? The key. The action that I asked Spirit, what action can you take? What is the first step that you can't skip? And it's look at your pattern in relationships. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. You need to change or modify your behavior. What you were taught is incorrect. It is not serving anything but your suffering. You need to choose to shift. You need to choose to rise. You need to choose to balance yourself the fuck out and shift. What you were taught is incorrect. It is causing you to suffer. You are being cruel to yourself. You are interfering with your wounds in the lives of other people. You are manipulating things for your own selfish purpose and hurting the people and the environment around you because you don't belong there, forcing yourself in a world that is not yours because you're only looking out for yourself. No, I care about those people. I love these people. I would never hurt these people. But you are. But you are. Look at the world around you. Look around you. Doesn't your intuition tell you that they're forcing a smile? Doesn't your intuition tell you they're saying, oh no, everything's okay, we're okay, when you know they're not? Or when someone says, oh, it's okay, they'll get over it, but you know that they won't, you're hurting people. Forcing yourself where you don't fucking belong. Because you refuse to own your errors. To make right on your wrongs. And to change so that you never fuck shit up like that ever again. Look at your pattern in relationships. It requires inner strength to recognize that you need to change or modify your behavior. You have a behavior problem. It's nobody else's fault that all of your relationships have the same pattern. It's yours. It's yours. Forgive yourself for not knowing any better. Forgive yourself for needing me to scream the truth at you for it to click. Because you can sit there on your ass and pretend you didn't fucking hear it. Do yourself another disservice. Do the others around you that you claim to love another disservice. Go ahead. Keep fucking bleeding on everybody. Keep making a fucking mess and pretending it's not there. I fucking dare you. I fucking dare you. Be that asshole. Go for it. You wear that color red so well. Or you can snap the fuck out your prideful shit and hear what the fuck I'm saying. Spirit asked me to get real specific. I'm talking to you. I'm talking exactly, directly to you. This is your reading. This is your fucking message. And if I'm channeling spirit, spirit is fed up with your shit. Just about as much as you are. You are fed up with your own shit. Tired of your own shit. Disgusted with your own shit. Wallowing in your own shit. You're tired of it. Call me a fucking liar. Call me a fucking liar. Get real stubborn. Go ahead. Sign off, why don't you? Fucking coward. Go ahead and sign off, you fucking coward. Because spirit, you can pretend you're done with spirit. But it ain't done with you. How long you want to suffer? You've been choosing it every day. How's it taste? How's it taste? To swallow the shit you're creating every day and choosing every day. How's it feel? Look at your patterns. It's not other people that's the problem. It's you. You and only you. And this is your wake-up call. And this is your wake-up call. You're welcome. There is love and support here for you. Even if it's fucking stern as hell and has no filter. There is still love and support here for you. And despite your stubbornness and your disbelief in spirit, universe, God, source, creator, and divine will, all of it still exists for you. You might want to start believing. Until next time, guys. This is Racey signing out. Remember always to love each other, because that is the best way to love yourself. Take care.